Welcome to the One Life One Chance podcast. I'm your host, Toby Morse. Today I have a very, very special guest in the house. I was actually on her podcast. Welcome, Harley Quinn Smith.
Hi.
Your name is you have such a badass name, first of all.
Thank you so much. It's
such a powerful name.
It was cool. It was cool for a lot of my life, but
is it cool still?
It's not cool anymore. Once Suicide Squad came out, everybody thought I was lying about my name, and that I was just going by Harley Quinn for the fuck of it. But
I just thought about that.
Yeah, it's gotten
so we can change it.
Less cool. I mean, HQ? I guess maybe just HQ.
HQ's hard.
Yeah, it is. It is. Honestly, it is.
I just thought about that. Yeah, like the dolls and the Halloween costumes.
Oh, I get tagged in I untag myself from so many photos each day. I cannot even tell you.
Wow.
From so many photos of people in a Harley Quinn Halloween costume.
So before that movie, it was fine.
Oh, before that movie, it was dope, and nobody knew what it was. Nobody knew who Harley Quinn was, and it just sounded like a cool name. And then Suicide Squad came out, and it really...
Which really wasn't a good movie, to be honest. I'm just going to keep it 100 here.
That
was hard to watch. That was a weird one. The second one's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Really dark. Yeah.
I'm a huge James Gunn fan. So
Is he the director of the second one?
Yeah, he directed the second one.
What else did he do? A TV show too?
James Gunn is responsible for all of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Okay. He also wrote the live action Scooby-Doo movies, two of my most favorite films of all time.
What?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Oh, absolutely.
Wow. Scooby-Doo. Okay.
The live action though. I mean, and the cartoon, obviously.
Okay. Wow. So you were born in 1999, which is crazy because it's one of my favorite Prince songs. Plus, I was in New York, just living. It's just crazy when you meet somebody from different generations, but you're connected by obviously your animal rights and the vegan stuff you do, and music and all that stuff. It's cool.
Yay.
And so I got so much to talk to you. I'm trying to think where to start. So Red Bank, New Jersey, which I'd never been. I've been everywhere in New Jersey, but I've never been to Red Bank. Like, how far is that from the city?
I could not tell you if I tried. I did just spend a month in Red Bank recently, which is probably the longest I have been there since I was born.
Wow.
And lived there for the first two, maybe 1.5 years of my life.
Okay.
And then, and I go back and visit, and have family there and stuff. Yeah. But I was recently there for a month, which
is it weird going back? Like,
it's weird. Yeah. It's pretty bizarre. Every time I go, my father wants to bring me to all the places that he grew up, and but he does it every time. So, but I play along because it makes him happy.
Yeah,
so,
I've seen this 100 times. It's all good.
I'm like, I already know this is where you grew up, but thank you.
And so you still have friends that still live there?
He does.
Yeah, not you. Yeah,
not so much me. Except for the fam. But
yeah.
That's pretty much it.
So how long did you live there for? Did you go to school there?
I did not. I went to all of my school out here in Los Angeles. Okay. Yes.
So how old were you when you moved here?
I think I was like 1.5 or 2.
Oh, okay. You've been in most of your life. Okay.
Yeah, for a long ass time I have been in Los Angeles, and I never want to leave.
Yeah, LA's the best. I don't miss the winters on the East Coast. I like visiting for a couple of days, but then I'm just like, nah, get me out of here.
Yeah, right. It's just the best here.
Yeah. So you kind of born. So did you go to regular school out here, or did you go were you homeschool? Like, how was that?
I went to a really super tiny, cute little school called the Hollywood Little Red Schoolhouse.
I know that. I've heard of that.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know some friends with kids went there. Yeah.
You know, only local parents would ever know what that is. But that place was super sick. That's cool. I loved it. It was so tiny. There were 12 people in my grade.
Wow.
I went there from pre-K to 5th grade, and then after that I went to an all-girls college preparatory school, which was the absolute worst. You
don't seem like a person who'd like that. Yeah.
No, I did not at all. I really didn't.
Did you do good in school? Were you focused?
I was really focused on getting out. I was so focused on getting out and really just try to just get on by.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't want to go to college, so I wasn't super, my school wasn't super pleased about that.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to get by, you know?
Yeah. Did you want to act at all?
I did. Yeah.
Okay. Because you were in movies like as a baby, like super early.
Yeah, I didn't want to act then.
Yeah.
That was just a thing that
was
forced upon me. But that I only wanted to start acting in high school. Once my dad put me in a scene in this very interesting and strange movie that he made called Tusk, and he put me in a little scene to play a convenience store clerk. And
interesting.
And after that, I was like, everything before that was just for shits and giggles for my family, but
totally
after that I was like, oh shit, this is really fun, and I'm in love with this.
And how old were you then?
I think I was like 14 or 15.
Okay, yeah, okay.
And I really wanted to start acting, but my school, I like couldn't leave to go audition and stuff, so I didn't really get to start acting until I got out.
Until you got out.
Which is why I was really, really focused on just getting out. Yeah.
Did you were you like outgoing person and stuff in school? You have a lot of friends and.
No. I was definitely more of a loser in high school.
Okay.
There weren't a lot of people who were into like the emo shit I was into at the time. So
My Chemical Romance?
Absolutely. That's my life.
Look at this guy. You can't be in him. What is this?
Risky
Business? Yeah, My Chem. Great band, great humans, man.
Oh, I absolutely.
Shout out to all of them. Frankie, Mikey, Gerard.
They were my life. I had a picture of Gerard above my bed, like a picture of God.
Wow.
Like, it was no joke.
So, was that the music you were into right away? You connected with?
Yes, that was. I went through a super emo phase, and I was super into My Chem, but also back then? Then I started getting into like Green Day and more of that, which is not
emo. Take It Back Sunday and The Used
The Used. We
went on tour with them a bunch. Great guys.
I love The Used. They did a cover of Under Pressure with My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, they did.
And
that was like a dream for you.
I was like, wow, couldn't ask for more.
What are some other AFI? You remember them back then?
I do. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Blink 182 and
of course.
Is it what's
Alkaline Trio?
No, his other band.
Boxcar Racer?
No, Angels.
Angels and Airwaves.
That one, yeah, that one.
Shout out to Angels and Airwaves too.
Yes.
My friend Dave's in the band. They just played her this weekend. I almost went, I didn't go. And he's another band I was into. Big Dave Kennedy, Max. Yeah. I'm not gonna acknowledge you. So what kind of music you listened to before you found emo?
Before I found emo, mostly like a lot of what my parents were into, which is still what has had a huge impact on me.
Yeah.
Like they would play Hole and Liz Phair and Alanis Morissette, and so a ton of stuff like that, a ton of Prince. So all that is for sure still like my heart.
Yeah, that's
soul.
amazing. Prince that's awesome. And Hole too, like Live Through This, right?
Yes, Hole is my favorite band of all time.
Okay.
And I have an affinity for Courtney Love. Like she's
a badass.
She's my whole world.
Wow, did you ever get to meet her?
I've never met her.
She's a big listener to the pod. I'm just kidding.
I'm like, ah!
Did you like Celebrity Skin? That was a hard one for me to digest.
That was what my parents always played. They didn't play Live Through This. They played. I like found that afterwards.
So that was your first exposure. Okay, I got you.
Celebrity Skin was like my first.
In Malibu.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a big single.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So if you heard the other ones first, like the 7-inch, and then Live Through This, when you heard that one, that was more of like, I don't know, it was more like, I don't want to say clean or more radio friendly, I guess. It was more.
Yes, it was. I mean, in Live Through, she screams a little bit on Celebrity Skin, but Live Through This is just like, and the album before that, Pretty on the Inside.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
When she's just straight screaming, that's like the shit that feeds my soul. So I love that.
Yeah, incredible voice.
Just an absolutely out of this world voice, what she can do.
So did you want to do music too, early on too?
Yes, I started playing bass because of Gerard Way of My Chemical Romance's wife, Lindsay Way, who was in a band called Mindless Self-Indulgence, who I was also into at the time. I saw footage of her playing bass while doing a back bend, and I thought it was the sickest thing I've ever seen.
It's so sick, yeah.
And I just wanted to be exactly like her. So I started playing bass because of her when I was like 13, 14 or something like that.
That's cool. And then what was like one of your first live like punk or emo shows?
I saw, so let's see, going back.
What did you go to shows your parents do before that?
I would, not too many. I really started going to shows when I was in my emo phase.
Okay.
But my parents did, and it was like the best, truly just the absolute, still is one of the best moments of my life. They got tickets to go to this festival in New Jersey called Bamboozle.
I know that festival.
Yeah,
Crazy.
Bamboozle.
We played it before.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was like...
It was a West Coast version too.
Oh, really?
Yes, Bamboozle, yeah.
It
what
was...
happened?
How old are you?
I'm 22.
Oh, okay.
If you're going to be in the podcast, you have to talk to the microphone, Max. We're having a serious conversation.
Wait, we're really talking about
I asked how old she was.
I know, but Max, there's a mic right here, man. But just chill out and relax, because you look really
laugh. It's funny.
You look really sunburned and like shot, but I love you. Okay, so go back to this moment.
Really sunburned and shot. That's hilarious.
What was the moment you're talking about?
My Chemical Romance was headlining
That's right.
this Bamboozle, and it ended up what I believe was perhaps the last show that they played before they broke up. But I am not positive if that is the truth or not, but I would like to think so. And we watched from backstage, and it was the absolute
life-changing.
It truly did change my life.
That's cool, man.
The Foo Fighters played after, and I was like standing on an amp watching the Foo Fighters. It was just the fucking best time of my life. It was absolutely magical.
And it's in Jersey.
That really brought it back to it was a full circle moment.
We did the Warped Tour with My Chem when they were just on the verge of. So I had a band called Hazen Street with Dave Kennedy from Angels and Airwaves and Chad from Newfound Glory, and Good Charlotte signed us to the label, and we both got produced by the same producer. My Chem was right before us or after the same producer. Obviously, they went and we went, but
no,
whatever. It was like a side thing, but we did a Warped Tour together, and Gerard and those guys would watch us every day, whether nobody was watching us or not, because the Warped Tour was kind of grueling. But the My Chem boys always came out and supported my group Hazen Street on the Warped Tour. It was so cool, and they grew up on punk rock as well. And when they blew up, after the Warped Tour, I really didn't see them for a long time, and they just went... I was just so happy for them, because it was like humble, nice kids, man.
They really...
talented.
Oh, I just love them.
And you still love them.
I still, yes. I am such an insane fan of Gerard.
Wow.
Like, I mean, in Umbrella Academy, I read as a comic. I read the comic before the show was made, and I was such a fan of that. And the show was made, and it was just absolutely fantastic.
It's cool.
It's pretty genius.
You might help me. Well, I'm already talking to Frankie and Mikey about getting Gerard on the pod, and that'll be so sick. So
oh my God,
I'm putting it out into the atmosphere now.
He's the best.
I also sent Frankie Liquid Death, who he loves. He's always
really. Mm-hmm. Oh my God,
Jersey too. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, aren't they? I mean, I haven't thought about it for a minute, but aren't they all from Jersey?
They are from Jersey. Yeah, so that's another thing. They're from where you were born. That's so cool.
That's so wild.
So so you're into emo. You're not playing music. You started playing bass, and then you're doing some acting as well. Like when you're out of school, is this you still in school or no?
Right now?
No, during that when you found emo.
Oh, when
and
I found
playing bass. Yeah.
I was like, no, absolutely not. But at the time, I was in school. Nobody else really liked what the type of stuff I was into.
Did you have black hair and you dress all?
Indeed, yes.
Okay.
So I dyed my hair black. I got black curtains. Like I was writing on my walls with Sharpie, like band, like song lyrics and shit.
That's so cool.
I had like. I had all sorts of fucking posters up, like Misfits and Iron Maiden and all this
Lodi, New
stuff.
Jersey, man. Misfits.
Yeah. I went to a Misfits concert during this time, a show.
What year would that be? Was it with a different singer?
Yes.
Because we toured with them on a big tour back then. I don't know what year you might have saw them.
I can't say the year, but it was a different singer.
Okay, and you were young. Yeah, okay.
It was a minute ago. I was like around 10 years ago.
Okay, got you.
It was that was I was like 13 or something, and like it was yeah, it was a weird time, but it was honestly really fun.
Yeah. So you're playing bass. You're in school,
mm-hmm.
and then like when you get out, what is your goals? Is it music or is it acting? Like what was your goals?
At the time, it was acting. I really go through like this very bizarre four-year period of not doing things, and so I stopped playing bass for 4 years. And then
did you get too emo? You just like fuck the world?
I honestly, I guess, like I'm not even sure what happened. I stopped, and I just became. I guess it was when I realized I really liked and loved acting. Then I kind of forgot about bass, and I was just super focused on acting. And then like 4 years after I stopped playing bass, I started again. So it's all of high school I didn't play bass.
You didn't play bass, no. You didn't have no bands. Until the 10th, that was like the...
That was my first... I had I tried. I was like 12 or 13, but...
Okay.
It didn't... I didn't really have a band.
What kind of style was the band back then? Was it
like a No Doubt cover?
Sick. That's awesome. So you're a No Doubt fan?
Yes, I also...
Incredible band.
Gwen Stefani was my first love, 1000%.
That's crazy.
She's like the coolest, still is the coolest.
Yeah, still the coolest. Yeah, for sure.
She's the best. I used to watch. I had my pop had like a DVD player in his car, and I would just watch her concert video on the way to school every day.
On the way to school?
Yeah, on the way to school every day. I would watch this concert video of Gwen Stefani.
Where was the concert from?
It was, I don't know where it was from, but it was like the Hollaback Girl era of things. So it was just the best.
Wow. It's cool. You got good taste in music, man.
Thank you. It's pretty all over the place, but
so the movies you started doing, also Jay and Silent Bob's Strike Back 2004, right?
That was when that was
you in 2004? Maybe I'm wrong on that.
I feel like that one had to be earlier because I was a baby.
Okay, yeah. And then there's also like the reboot, and then there's also you were uncredited in Jersey Girl.
I was, I think, waving. Yeah, that was Jersey Girl. I was waving through a window in Jersey Girl.
Okay. And Tusk was the small one. That's the one you mentioned earlier, right?
Yeah, Tusk was the one that made me want to start acting.
Okay. And Clerks 2, too? Clerks 2?
Clerks 2. Oh, my bad. Clerks 2 is when I'm waving through a window. Jersey Girl, I think I'm like a cat or
But you're
something.
so young to remember that. It's crazy.
I try, but...
and the Yoga Hosers?
Yoga Hosers was a really interesting film that I made with my dad.
Oh, you made it with him?
Yes.
What does that name mean, Yoga Hosers?
What does it mean? The movie is about two annoying Canadian girls. So that would be a hoser, and they do yoga. So Yoga Hosers. Okay. And I did it with one of my best friends, and it was my dad, and it was just it was awesome. I mean, it was a crazy experience because I just decided I was like, I'm gonna go into acting, and then I was fucking lucky enough that my dad was like, I want to let's do something together, which is super rare, but also at the time I knew nothing about the craft. Like, I was such a baby actor. So I look back and I'm like, oh man, I really wish I had my shit together at this point. But after that I went to class for I took multiple acting classes for 4 years or so, and
that's awesome. It took
put in the work after that movie. But
no, I love that
movie is not my finest acting work, I would say. But I have a lot of love for that movie.
Did you feel pressure because of your dad and what he did and stuff like that? And
like pressure to become an actor?
Yeah, just like to be the best, or just maybe get roles without like just go on your own and try it and like not feel like you're already in a bunch of his movies, which is amazing. I would do the same thing for my son, but like just kind of branching out and
absolutely, it's like my life's mission because everybody always has this expectation that I don't deserve to really be a working actor, but what people really don't know is like I grind really fucking hard to prove that I am my own person.
Totally.
Apart from my dad, and to have my own career, I grind really fucking hard. It's like a constant thing on my mind. My constant goal is to, forge my own path and career, and it's really.
I think it's working.
Thank you. I'm really fucking trying. It's hard though because a lot of people have these expectations of you from the get-go. Where it's like you don't deserve this.
Pressure
without even seeing what I can do. Just being like, you don't deserve this. You're not talented. You wouldn't be anywhere without your dad. So there's a lot of that every single day.
And you feel that pressure every day. You have to prove yourself
every day. But it's also really like it motivates me so much to grind harder. And like what people don't know is, I mean, it's crazy. I absolutely recognize it's insane. I decide to start acting. My dad is like, here, let's do this movie together. That's an insane scenario. But like everything else, I work my ass off for. I mean, the stuff with my dad, like we love working together. So. And it's so special to be able to work with my dad and get to do what we love together. But like I work my ass off for everything else.
I know.
So it's just like a kind of constant battle to try to prove that I'm worthy of being where I am.
Yeah, I mean, I love seeing you in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That was so awesome. I was so psyched for you.
Thank you. That was a super tiny part, but it's
still, was it nerve-wracking? Did you working with Brad Pitt and Leo? Did you get to work with them?
I mean,
like meet them, and
everybody was so lovely on that movie, and I was just so incredibly honored that I was able to be part of it.
You did great. It was awesome.
Thank you.
It was so awesome.
It was like the craziest. That was so fucking wild. My dad actually, when I had that audition, was like, he was like, kiddo, I would not get your hopes up.
Wow.
Which it's like fucking harsh, but it is also Tarantino. So it's like, but
at least your dad's trying to be honest. I love that.
Yeah, he was trying to be. He was just being honest, but it was like it was just pretty. It was wild. The audition itself was like.
Were you nervous as hell? Was it crazy?
I was so nervous. I wrote you could write a monologue for it. So I wrote a monologue, and it was just like such an interesting and unique audition experience.
Yeah.
I've never had like the opportunity to perform my own writing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So it was really cool. But I didn't hear about it for like
how long?
4 or 5 months.
After the audition?
Yeah, I fully was like
moved on.
Yeah, I was like, there's absolutely no way in hell. And then I got a call like 4 or 5 months later after the audition, and I found out in a super bizarre way too. I like found out that somebody involved in the movie who's friends with my mom was like, why is Harley's name on the cast list? And my mom was like, I don't know. Why is Harley's name on the cast list?
Wow.
And then I like called my manager and I was like, hey, do you know why my name is on the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood cast list? And my manager was like, yeah, so we've been working it out the past few weeks, but like Quentin wants to put you in it.
That's amazing.
It was really, really crazy.
Were you bugging out?
I mean, yeah, I was like, oh, fuck you, Dad. Like, oh, look at me now.
Had he said something to you after during this 5 months? Like, hey, you know.
I mean, it was a huge moment to audition for it for me. Like that, the week from when I got the audition to when I had it, like I was just fully grinding. But after that, I would just like try my best to let it go, and then I fully was like, oh, this is never gonna happen for me. But then I was so lucky to be a part of it.
So amazing! It's such a great movie, and it's a big movie too.
It's a crazy, like I'm so honored to be a small part in it.
Yeah, and I remember talking about doing, because I was on your pod a while ago, and I was trying to get in mind, like, no, I'm going to go away and do this show, and that show turned out to be Cruel Summer, I think, and it's my whole family watched that show. We love that show.
Really?
You killed that show. Yeah, you were so good in that show.
Thanks.
You were almost like the what's your name? Mallory, right?
Mallory, yeah.
Like Mallory from like Natural Born Killers.
Yeah.
But you were like the bad one. Like, I don't know, like the bad one, but you was, I don't know, we loved your character, even though you were like,
she's hardcore. She's tough. She's a real toughie.
Yeah. Badass.
Thank you so much.
Such a crazy show. There won't be a season 2. You probably can't say though, but
there will be a season.
You're allowed
2.
to say that on here?
I am, but they're going in a very new direction.
Okay. Does that mean you're not gonna be on season 2? We'll see. You can't say okay.
I don't know.
It was so good, man.
I think they're going in an entirely new direction.
Really?
Yeah.
and then I wrote down the girl's name too, and you're friends with them in real life after that, which is so cool.
I love all of them.
You bonded with them, right?
I love all of them.
The one girl who played Jeanette, she was great.
Kiara,
she was great.
Was on. She's coming to town like this weekend. I can't wait to see her.
She was great. And then the other girl, Olivia Holt, who played Kate.
I fucking love her.
Those characters they were so good. Everybody in there was such a great casting.
It was a dream to work alongside every one of them. Like it was so. It was such. It really did feed my soul. Like that character really was someone who I had been looking for a really long time. So to be able to finally find her and then bring her to life for 6 months, it was a crazy experience.
And is it like when it's over, is it hard not to not stay that character, but when you get so deep into a character, like is it hard to just cut off and go back to normal life?
It was really hard. I mean, well, honestly, at the time when we finished, I just wanted to go home so goddamn bad. I was like, bye, I'm done. I honestly thought I was going to like really have a hard time when we were finished. But then when we did finish, it had been 6 months in Texas. And I was like, I didn't see my family that whole 6 months.
Yeah.
We couldn't leave. Nobody could come.
It was lockdown, yeah.
It was lockdown. And it was just me and my boyfriend and our 2 cats at the time and our rabbit. And now we have 4 cats. But at the time we had 2 cats. And I just could not wait to get home, but it was really hard. I became super, super attached to Mallory. Like I have a lot of love for her, and I really did. It was really hard to say goodbye because I also may not ever get to play her again. So it was really hard.
Wow. It
was really quite hard.
That's great. Yeah, man, I hope you're on the second season, but the show was just so good. We watched all of it and just all the characters, and you just get sucked into everything. And you could everyone had their own personality, so it wasn't just like one character you focused on. Everybody had their own thing you liked about them or didn't like about them, you know?
Yeah, a lot of people also hated Mallory. Like it was really
it was a love-hate for sure.
divisive. Yeah, which is so crazy because like when I was filming it, I just have so much love for her. Like I didn't even realize that she was unlikable. And
you loved it.
I just loved her. And then when it came out and people were like, fuck Mallory, I was like, what? I was like, that's so rude to my
when it
friend.
First came out, yeah, you took it personally.
I really felt like they were shitting on my friend. So it was it was kind of weird when it came out. It was hard for me.
And did you audition for that, obviously?
Oh yeah, I auditioned for that like 3 different times.
Okay.
And yeah, that was just like a real meant to be.
Yeah, and that's really, I feel like that you're like, this is like, I know you acted in other things, but this is like, I don't know, I feel like, not that it put you on the map or that you got the respect or you proved yourself, but I feel like You're an do I say actor or actress? What do you say these days?
I call myself an actor.
Yeah, you're an actor. Like in that, not that the other ones didn't prove it, but that was just like, yo, this is you, your character. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a small part.
Thank you.
It was legit. You know what I mean? Like
this Cruel Summer is definitely the work I am most proud of.
Yeah.
And I really did feel like it was my opportunity to kind of, you know, show people that I can be here on my own right.
And you did,
outside of my dad. So it was really meant to be. And like me and my friend Elias Barnes, who plays the character Vince on that show.
Oh yeah.
We were at that audition, like the last audition together, where you would like audition in front of it's called a network test, and you audition in front of like 20 people from this network, and is
that nerve-wracking?
Oh, it's the most terrifying thing of all time. And we were both there together, and I just remember looking at him and being like, you're gonna get it, like you're so cool, you're gonna like this,
you got this.
I already like knew. It was just, yeah, it was a life-changing thing for me, for sure.
Yeah. And how long was that callback wait for that?
That way less than 4 to 5 months. That was more of like a maybe like 2-3 week, possibly a month experience. Like by the time I first auditioned,
Did you feel good about it? You feel good about your audition, the last one?
For Cruel Summer?
Yeah, I feel good about it. Yeah,
I felt, yeah,
I think I got this.
I did. I mean, it was really terrifying. It's never a really, you know, a non-nerve-wracking experience to audition in front of like 20 people, but it worked out, so I feel good about it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what you do next too.
Thank you.
Awesome.
I'm super stoked.
And then you have your group, The 10th, right?
Yes.
I know you guys put a record out called Dunes in 2019, right?
Yes.
You're looking for a drummer too for a second. I remember that.
Yes. We really were. Yes.
Yeah, I was like, Max.
Oh my God, yeah.
So why is it called Dunes? Because I think about the movie Dune as soon as I saw it, but it has nothing to do with that.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with that. To be honest, my memory is so bad.
No, it's all good.
I don't even know why we called it Dunes now.
Yeah.
I can't even, I think it maybe came from a lyric we had written.
Okay.
But I don't even know at this point why we called it that.
All right, it's all good. Maybe some of the listeners might know. But it's like a pop punk band that's inspired by pop punk music, obviously.
Yes, we call ourselves bubblegum punk.
Okay.
Like a less aggressive, more poppy.
I'm trying to think what would be bubblegum punk. There's a lot of that out there, though.
We the biggest inspiration for me in the band was Sleater Kinney, who's one of my favorite bands ever.
Okay.
But I wouldn't call them bubblegum punk, but they were our biggest inspiration.
Okay.
Bubblegum punk does not exist, but it's just something we call it.
Some people might call that in certain groups that are over poppy punk. I don't know.
Yeah, pop punk. I don't
want to say anything to offend anybody, but I can see some that might be like, whatever. I know what you're saying though.
Hey, no, I'll take it all. Honestly, I'll totally take it.
And then was that album a boy? It's called Boys We Don't Know. Is that an EP?
That was an EP?
Okay, 2018.
Each song on that album, on that EP, was about a different boy that we don't know.
Wow.
And that was the theme of that.
That's amazing.
So every track is a different person's name, a different guy's name.
And it's not inspired by real boys you guys knew?
It is inspired by real boys. We just don't know any of them.
Okay.
Actually, I'm so sorry, that's a lie. One of them I knew.
Okay.
But the other tracks are all boys we don't know.
Okay. Will you guys make more music?
I hope. I don't know. I mean, things just kind of like got a little crazy with the show and everything. So
and the lockdown, everything.
I mean, and you know that too. So I'm in that kind of 4-year situation again where I'm like, maybe I also in the same 4-year pattern, like didn't write for 4 years and not music, but write scripts. And now I'm back to writing. So it might be time for that to shine now.
I love that.
And not music at the moment, but I do definitely want to return to music.
Were you a journalist too? You went to journalism? That's what it says about you online. Just let you know that. It's like you're a journalist.
I would not say that, but my mom was a journalist.
Okay.
My mom was a writer for USA Today.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
So maybe that's why
Okay.
I was in journalism in school, but like that's a weird thing for the internet to say about
and
me.
no siblings, right?
No siblings.
Just like me, yeah, one and done. I
Yeah,
love
one
that
and
one kid.
done. It's solid.
I
right?
love that. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know.
I like begged my parents not to have another.
So
kid,
did my
though.
son too.
Yeah.
So did my son too.
I was like, I will run away. So
Oh my God.
don't do it, or I'm out of here. I like
Max, I don't want no siblings.
no.
Wow.
I'm like, I'm fucking hitting the road if there's another kid in the picture.
And then I was on your podcast, The Vegan Abattoir. Did I say it right?
Vegan abattoir.
I never knew what that meant till recently. It means slaughterhouse.
Yes, it's French for slaughterhouse.
Okay, French for slaughterhouse. Okay.
It's yeah, I know. No, I mean, no one would. I certainly did not know what abattoir
And you came up with the
meant.
name?
My dad came up with the
Okay.
name. I actually wanted to do, it was pretty funny. I wanted to do a podcast by myself.
Okay. Because he has a lot of podcasts.
He has a lot of fucking podcasts, and also like I'm trying to make a space for myself.
Yes.
But I told him, and I was asking him for advice, and he was like, "You'd be really making a mistake not to do the podcast with me." And I was like, oh, okay, I guess maybe I'll think about it. And he was like, we could call it Vegan Abattoir. And I was like, okay, well, that's a really cool name. So
It is a cool
I'll
name.
take okay, so we can do it together.
Yeah. And that kicked off during the pandemic, right?
Yeah, that was how we spent
Yeah.
our quarantine. Yeah.
And you have it and so how many episodes are out right now of that?
20
Wow, okay.
20 episodes.
Then you got crazy busy, yeah.
Yeah, then shit got really busy. I really can't like do multiple things at once.
I can see that. You just want to focus on.
Yeah, I'm super focused on what I'm focusing on, but
Yeah.
I cannot focus on multiple creative outlets at once, unless
Okay.
it's like writing and acting, which I'm doing right now because those kind of go together.
So you're writing
But
scripts?
yeah, I am.
That's so cool.
I'm working on something really I'm so stoked about right now.
Okay, and how long you been working on it for?
A few months now. It is actually, it's also with my dad. I try to get.
You can't escape.
I
Even if you
try.
move out, you can't escape.
I literally try to get away, and I just can't. We always just end up fucking.
But you guys are so
working
tight. It's
together.
beautiful. It's amazing. It's fucking really awesome, man.
We're really tight.
It's
but
nothing to be. I mean, it's just awesome. It's amazing. It's awesome.
Thank you.
And we were talking before the pod because my son's 18. He still lives at home. And you lived at home for a long time. I always tell him, like Billie Eilish, she lives at home. She's 19.
Yeah.
So when you finally, you stayed there for a while. And I love that. It's that family bond. It's important.
I stayed there for a long ass time. I just moved out at age 22.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Is it weird being on your own?
I mean, yeah, I'm with my boyfriend, but
Yeah.
he's certainly stoked not to live with my parents.
But I'm sure they love him too.
They all love each other.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's really weird. It's definitely an adjustment. Like, I went over to my parents' house for dinner the other day, and I cried because I was like, oh my God, my room is empty. This is so messed up. Like,
I didn't keep it the same.
they did. No, well,
Like in the
I also
movies?
took all my shit, but they,
Okay.
but they were all, my mom was also like, I'm redoing this room because I need it to be vastly different in order for me to feel mentally okay.
It probably makes you, I know that it's called like the fear of leaving the nest. I'm sure going to have that you walking by the room and seeing it. I can't.
Nah,
Even though you're alive and well and you're close and you're healthy, it's just.
I'm literally 10 minutes away from my parents' house, but there is still like before I moved out, like the week before I moved out, they just were walking around. My dad was like walking around the halls because my house is like, there are pictures, like family photos on every
Only
inch
child.
of the wall.
You're the
family
baby.
photo. I mean, family. It's literally, our house is like a family album. But my dad was just walking around and crying.
Oh, man. But if you allow them to have another kid, then they would be.
I can't. They have their dogs. So
Yeah,
it's
they're
okay.
true. Yeah, I'm dreading that moment, and I told my son, I'll build an apartment on that garage back there. You can live in the garage. You're chilling. Just save money. You're working at Monty's, all that. Like,
I think that's perfect.
no, there's no rush to get out in the world.
No, there's no.
You can always go back
rush.
too, though.
Yeah, no, I mean I won't, but but it's a possibility for sure.
You never know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I want to talk about your activism and being vegan. So what inspired you to become vegan, and how old were you? When did that happen?
I became vegan, I believe, like 5 years ago at this point. The reason I went vegan is because I adopted a rabbit named Cinnamon.
I seen your rabbit online. Yeah, rabbit's cool.
Yes, thank you so much. She is the love of my life. When I got her, before she was surrendered to the shelter that I adopted her from, she was being held by hoarders who had like 100 other rabbits.
Wow.
And so she was in a really terrible condition. Like one of her ears was ripped in half. She had these metal stitches everywhere, and she was covered in pee. And she was just really, really terrified of humans. But
it's
like
horrible.
It was so sad. And like I brought her home, and I found her picture online, and it was a Christmas gift that I was allowed to get a rabbit at the time.
Wow.
And I think I've had her for like 6 years now that I'm thinking of it. So on Christmas, when my parents told me then that I was just looking online all day after like the Christmas festivities to look at different pictures of rabbits for adoption, I found a picture of her, and I didn't see her ear was ripped or anything. And I went and saw her in person. I was like, I have to take this rabbit. And so I took her home, and she was really, really scared for like a month, 2 months. She wouldn't let me touch her. She was really traumatized by her prior experiences.
Damn.
But after showing her a lot of love and compassion, she really opened up, and it just really blew my mind what human compassion could do to an animal.
Yeah.
Especially an animal who has been traumatized, like by humans.
Yeah.
So the fact that she opened up and trusted me, and now we're super tight, and it just really opened my eyes.
Connected with you, yeah.
Yeah, I went vegetarian first. So I've been vegetarian, I think, for 6 years, and then I went vegan a year later. So
and you never thought about doing that before that with the rabbit?
My mom's been a vegetarian my whole life.
Yeah.
So it was, but she never really like pushed it on me. So it wasn't really something I was ever
thinking about.
Yeah, for myself, but I was always around it.
Yeah.
But then after my rabbit, that's when I really felt the need to.
Wow. And just like that, you just did it, and that was it.
Yeah, I've never going back in my whole rest of my life. I will never go back.
Yeah, and you pretty much inspired your whole family to be like that.
I did.
Did your mom went vegan from vegetarian?
No, my mom is still vegetarian.
Okay.
She is like 20 years vegetarian or something.
So cool.
I hope one day I could get her to switch to vegan, but like she's been in the game for a long time with the vegetarian. So
people do their best.
Mad respect. That's what I always say is just do the best that you can.
Yeah.
And honestly, whether that's like eating meat, I mean, not whether you want to eat all the meat. No. If you can like do meatless Mondays or whatever, go a few days a week without meat, like that makes all the difference too.
I love that approach, man.
I just really think that's, I don't know. I really don't connect with like the aggressive forms of activism.
And I love that about you. It's like lead by example. Give people the advice, give them tips. They ask questions, answer it, send them links, send them a documentary.
Totally.
It's like, but you jam it down their face, it's going to be like, yo, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want it. Absolutely.
I'm so happy to talk to anybody about veganism at any time, like any questions or any way I can help. But it turns the aggressive forms of activism for animal rights turn me off. So, as a vegan, and so I can only imagine how non-vegans or non-vegetarians feel when they see that, because it's just really trying to make you feel guilty, which is kind of like, how are you going to get people to listen to you if you're making them feel bad first and
you're judging
foremost?
People. It's such a judgmental way of approach.
Exactly. I'm really not into it. I'm really just into the kind.
Yeah, and I love how you use your platform and your social media for that and talking about stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Spreading the awareness,
Thank you. I do what I can. You know?
Perfect.
I do what I can.
And then obviously the people that listen and know your dad had a heart attack.
Yes.
And I think what you told me before, that he was in the hospital and the food they were giving him is the kind of food that actually can cause a heart attack, like meat. Is that true?
Yeah, it was.
It was around Thanksgiving or something. Well, that was when he went vegan or something. I don't know.
I don't know what month it was, but
You got pissed off, I remember.
I got oh, the Thanksgiving situation was a separate incident
okay.
of which me and my dad got in a very heated argument about because I did not want turkey on.
Was this after the heart attack?
This was prior to the heart attack.
Ooh, okay.
And he really was like gung-ho on having turkey, and I was like, it's a huge bummer to me to see a carcass on the table. Like, I really do not want to see that.
Yeah.
It's really offensive to me. And that was a whole argument. But then he had his heart attack, and I gave him no choice. And I was like, you have lived your life one way for your whole life, so it's now time to switch things the fuck up.
Yeah, and it's so cool that like he was open-minded enough to even do that. And it's been how many years now?
He's been, I don't know how many years, maybe like 3 or 4, and I don't think he's going back either. And I would have a strict word with him if he went back, but because
you're not in the house anymore too, and you like the inspiration.
No, I know, but he's also really in it now. They gave him meat at the hospital, and I absolutely like could not fucking believe it, and I was so upset and I was so pissed. Damn. And then I remember this conversation because like the night that it happened, I slept at the hospital and stuff, and I was there the whole time he was there. I wouldn't leave, and so like when people came in, I was still there. And I was like, I'm not gonna go anywhere. So but I remember one of the doctors being like, I think my dad was like, my kid wants me to go vegan. And the doctor was like, oh, you don't really need to do that. And I was like, I'm about to like throw hands in this hospital. Like, if you're going to tell me that this man who just had a heart attack, dude, what was it?
Some of the arteries or clogged arteries?
Yeah, but it was like, maybe it was like 100% blocked or something.
Okay.
I don't know, but also,
no, not quoting you on that.
Yeah, don't quote me, but shit was really fucked up. Yeah. Like, he was 2-3 minutes away from dying.
Damn,
if an ambulance wasn't called at the time that it was. So I was not letting him mess it up.
Yeah.
But now he's super in it. Like he loves Veggie Grill more than anything in this world, man. And he really just is happy with his Beyond Burgers. So
yeah, and I told you before, like, he looks like a different person. I've seen him at Runyon a million times. I would never say anything to him. I don't know him. He's got his headphones on. He's walking up. He's doing his thing, but I'm like, it makes me happy to see him, like just a new life and the new chapter of him. You know what I mean?
He's really, really super into it now. He's always going on walks. He's always hiking, and he's really serious about his health now. I mean, he better be, or I would be having a strict word.
And are your grandparents vegetarians too?
Yes, my grandparents were the best surprise of it all. Was that like a few years into me being vegan, and I had an argument with my pop, who's actually the nicest man on this earth. But
you said Papa?
He's my pop.
Okay, Poppy, call him Pop, Grandpa.
My pa, and my nana and my pa, and we had a disagreement about veganism not that long before that because he just didn't understand, and I was like, upset about it, whatever. I was also a teenager, but then one day out of the blue, they called me because they were living half the time in Hawaii, and because they live a good ass life. They
live in Hawaii?
They lived half time in Hawaii. Sick. Now they live half time in Vegas. It's so
good for them.
They really just have a great time. They're honestly living their best lives. But
I love it. They
called me one day and they were like, we were just talking, and then kind of towards the end of the conversation, they were like, and by the way, we haven't eaten meat in like a week or 2 weeks. Wow. And I was like, what? And they have been vegetarian for, again, my memory's not awesome, but I feel like longer than my dad.
That's so cool.
Which is, they're not vegan, they're vegetarian, but again, do what you can. And I think it's
still amazing.
So sick. They were like,
and they were so happy to tell you that.
They were so happy. And they're like, They were like 70 years old when they told me, and at 70 years old, you're
changing your diet.
You're
going
to change your diet and really open your mind, like
because people set in their ways for sure. Yeah,
that was so magic to me. It was just it was pure magic that and it was just so out of the blue too. Like I would answer questions when they asked and stuff, but I wasn't like, you have to go vegan or anything. But then out of the blue, they were just like, yeah.
So cool.
It was really, really cool.
So you inspired that. It's pretty amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, my whole family, my parents, my grandparents, and I do not eat meat, which is awesome. And then my dad and I are vegans, obviously.
It's so cool.
And my boyfriend doesn't eat. He's vegetarian. He's a pescatarian.
Sick.
But I'll get him. I'll get him one day.
You're on the way.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? This past week, I met 2 people who had heart issues that their doctor told them to go on a vegan diet. So
really?
That's a lot changed since you guys in the hospital. Yeah, it's interesting. And I was like, really? So yeah, go on a plant-based diet, and like, it's pretty amazing.
Damn, that is pretty amazing.
That they're doing that.
I mean, that makes me so happy to hear, because I truly was. I cannot even tell you my anger when that happened. It was such a slap in the face. It was more like a punch in the face. I could not believe that they were saying you didn't need to go vegan.
And people don't put 2 and 2 together. And like, a friend of mine's a cardiologist at Cedars. He's a vegan. He's a heart doctor. And he was telling me recently that in the cafeteria, there's no vegan options. And he says a lot of these big conferences like Pfizer, just different big pharmaceutical events, everybody are eating steaks at these things and not really putting 2 and 2 together. It's just so frustrating.
So,
and that doesn't make me want to be a preachy guy. It just makes me like angry. Like, just people can't put 2 and 2 together.
It's sad. Honestly, it's pretty sad that they can't even make that connection, because a lot of people I think that's why there aren't more vegans in the world, is just because people the connection is so. We're so programmed not to really think about it, to really think about what we're putting in our bodies, and
it's convenience too for people too.
Yeah, it's convenience. It's like people. That's so ironic to eat like steak at a medical set that I can't even fathom.
I know.
But it's just sad to me more than anything that there's such a disconnect.
And like now, especially in 2021, I feel like, with what's been happening the past 2 years, I think people are more conscious about what they put in their bodies. They're starting to connect, the environment with what you eat. And I think more people are being aware. There's more great documentaries out, and there's more options everywhere you go.
Oh, I'm
the best
feeling really good about the way things are going now.
Yeah.
And I feel like whenever I'm traveling, there's always more and more stuff in the places I least expect.
Even in Texas?
In Texas, had some of the best vegan food I've ever had.
Wow.
I was blown away. There's this place called Spiral Diner, and I think about it from time to time now, and I'm like, I really, especially, they've been posting pictures of their Thanksgiving food, and I've been like, I really miss it. I do really
What part of
miss
Texas?
I was in Dallas.
Okay, yeah. You think Austin's like the Mecca, but yeah, Dallas has options. That's so cool.
I know. Well, Austin was on a different level.
It's like New York.
It was, oh my God, it was so insane. It was messed up. I only got to spend 48 hours in Austin out of the 6 months I was in Dallas.
Oh wow.
But when I did go for that 48 hours, I just tried to eat as much as I possibly could in that amount of time. But it's becoming way more accessible in different places around the country that I would not assume they had much access to. Yeah,
and there's so many different options, and now Nike's doing all the synthetic and recycled materials and plant-based materials, and it's just everybody's just on it, man. It's better late than never for me. It's like I'm excited to see that at my age, how the world's turning so fast. It's changing in a positive way.
It's crazy. My bag over there is Vivian Westwood, and she makes she's completely making all this vegan stuff,
wow.
all these recycled products, and I'm like, damn, if things for
cool.
huge fashion,
a
huge fashion label to be doing something like that, I'm I so appreciate that, putting that out there in such a
100%
such a mainstream
for sure
brand. It's so cool.
For some reason, my son's like, let's go to Gucci. Went to Gucci the other day because he got a Gucci watch as a gift, and he was trying to get it fixed. But then somebody's like, my son's like, my dad doesn't want anything here. It's not vegan. She goes, oh, we have a whole new vegan line.
What?
And she showed me all these vegan slip-ons, and then I took a picture and posted it and see what people thought. People thought it was crazy about like a $700 like vegan slip-on, but they have some really. It's not really my world, but he's all into that world. But it's like this whole vegan line of like slip-ons and high tops.
I mean, honestly,
It's crazy.
I just appreciate like that
Them
it
trying.
exists.
I
You know,
know.
like they really are trying, whether it's for the good of their heart or to keep up with consumers. Like who
Yeah.
knows? But I appreciate it either way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's if it's a trend, it's like a world changing trend. Like being vegan
Yeah.
or beyond impossible, all this stuff that's like changing people's lives. And people say, "Oh, it's just a cool thing to do now," but I think it's not going anywhere. It's just getting
No.
started. You know what I mean?
I love it. Have you had I'm sure you have had the Impossible chicken nuggets.
At Crossroads.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're talking about some local shit. It's true though. They're so
Oh
sick.
God, they're so good.
I
But
know,
don't
they
they?
taste so insane.
I am absolutely obsessed with the Impossible chicken nuggets. I keep trying to find them because I thought that you could buy them at the grocery store.
Nah, some tall Ronin type
I
exclusive.
I really thought I could get it at the grocery store. I
And the
was so
Impossible
sad.
sausage that he makes for brunch. I'm not sure if that's out yet either. He's creating those there.
Oh my God, it's so
All right,
cool.
ran into your Crossroads. That's right.
Yeah.
You're having the chicken nuggets.
Yeah,
And
I
you can get them at
love
the
it.
bar at night or during the day. They come with like the potato. I don't care about potatoes. I want the chicken nuggets.
The
Are just so
chicken
good.
nugget. Oh,
Because I
it's
grew up
so
eating like all the
good.
different versions of like the tofu pop was all rubbery, not dog, or like the hard to chew chicken nuggets and the Boca burgers and the garden patties and everything's just like on a different level.
It's so it's crazy. It's like it's science. It's so cool.
I know.
I love it.
And I love that there's like options at McDonald's and Burger King and Del Taco for people who are trying to like cross over.
Oh my God.
Because I feel like that's what those companies are for. I have it once in a while, but I'm trying to be more healthy vegan, where I try to eat more greens and whatever.
Yeah.
But when you have that, it's like a treat. But like, I love that that's out there and it's options. And I know when they first came out, people vegans like, you're gonna support Burger King. It's like, you don't have to go there, dude. It's not for you. It's for people who want to try our vegan burger that doesn't taste and look like a hockey puck. They want to taste something juicy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's also so much more accessible. Not everybody can afford like this
True.
the crazy vegan options at like places like Crossroads.
Can't afford
here
the chicken
in LA.
nuggets. I know.
Hey, I get it. They're like kind of expensive. They're
Yeah.
really expensive.
They are.
actually. They're
You only get like 6 of them too.
yeah,
I love you.
know.
I love you, Crossroads. I'll keep eating them. I love you, Tom.
Yeah, same. I love
But
it
I know
too.
what you're saying. I know what you're saying. You go to Del Taco and get like $2 Beyond Tacos, and they're bomb.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I saw. I feel like I saw on Instagram lately that Taco Bell just came out with a new vegan option too,
Wow.
and I cannot wait to try it if that is the truth.
You know, McDonald's is making one that's not Beyond and not Impossible. They
Oh
make
my
it their
God.
own.
Wow, that's. I mean, I haven't had McDonald's
Me
in
either.
a long ass time.
Me either.
Because their fries aren't even vegan.
Nope.
Has that changed?
I
Or?
doubt it. I doubt it.
I mean, if they're really coming up with some
As I heard.
vegan or vegetarian options, they gotta fucking switch the
I
fries.
know,
Like
it's 2021, 22. Yeah, it's true.
those fries were really good too.
Maybe
so
maybe that's what makes their special secret ingredient that makes them taste certain. Who freaking knows?
Who freaking
But it's
knows?
like, I don't know.
I know. I really wish that we could eat the fries, but
Yeah.
it's okay. We have a lot of other stuff.
Do you have any regrets in your life?
Do I have any regrets in my life? Yeah, for sure.
I like how we flipped it from Beyond to regrets.
Yeah,
I like changing the flow.
100%.
You have some regrets?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Do you?
Yeah, of course. Maybe I wish I went to college. I think maybe.
You think you should have gone to college?
Maybe sometimes in my life I thought about that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I didn't have the opportunity to. Maybe like trying to do something that was. I have all these visions of like being normal and like not having tattoos and living in society and working a regular job and just be. I don't know. Sometimes I thought about that in my life. You know what I mean? Like, am I doing the right thing? Am I actually doing something with life, being in the band and doing all this stuff? I'm like,
I think absolutely.
okay.
I think
But-
100%.
But sometimes you think about what's it like on the other side, but the grass isn't greener, and maybe there's no regrets about that.
More like
yeah.
curiosity about
Curiosity,
it.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
don't
No, it's
What about you? You have one you can talk about?
yeah. I mean, there's a lot.
Really? You're so young.
Well, just like not huge regrets, but just like I wish I didn't say that, or like I wish I like just a lot of like when I was stupid and just young and trying to fit in and like.
But that's part of life, trying to fit in, being young and stupid.
Yeah, I know it is, and just like being I can be I have anxiety and stuff,
Okay.
so just like can be kind of anxious sometimes and just like say
That comes off a different way.
Yeah, exactly, and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't mean to say that, you know?
Yeah.
So just stuff like that. I don't think I have any huge regrets. But just like little ones
Little things,
from being
yeah.
young and stupid, but
I
not.
think everybody has that, though.
Yeah, I think everybody has that.
But now if it's recorded and you said some dumb shit, then you get in trouble.
Shit.
From a long time ago.
Oh, fuck.
It's such a different time. Yeah, so it's
yeah.
like something may be funny and goofy back then is not anymore.
It's not anymore whatsoever.
It's a different time.
It's more just like, you know, being like I
Just goofy?
This is specific. I don't know if this would like this won't I don't even know if this will make any sense. But like I like remember one time in Spanish class in high school, I like my friend just told me she got this really cool job being a intern for Annie
Leibowitz?
Yeah. And for some reason, I just felt so compelled because the Spanish teacher was always like, in Spanish, what's like, does anybody have any good news or whatever? And I fucking raised my hand and said my friend's good news. And she was like, I wasn't really like gonna tell people. That's honestly one of my biggest
think about?
That's something to this day that I'm like, oh,
why did I do that?
Why did I do that? And
Are you
like,
still friends with that girl?
I am, yeah.
Cool. Yeah,
Things
awesome.
worked out. Her name's Megan. I love her so much.
You said her good news.
I literally.
But you were so happy for her.
I was so happy.
It was a positive thing.
But it really was that just shit like that. I have regrets over, you know.
That's not bad.
But
at
if
all.
that's my worst regret, then I think I'm doing fine.
Yeah. Do you consider yourself an optimist or pessimist?
Optimist.
Totally can tell that. It's so positive.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I definitely.
Even in the emo days, you didn't get like.
Oh no,
dark and negative.
For sure.
Fuck the world. Everything.
Absolutely. No, I was like, fuck society, fuck the world, fuck everybody in it. I hate everything.
Isn't that so crazy to go through a phase like that, even though you have a good life? Because I know a lot of kids connected to emo in a certain way, and it brought out different things and emotions from them. You know, and even if they had a good life, it didn't matter. Just rebellious, kind of just like question everything, and
that shit was wild. I mean,
did you have a black umbrella you walked around with or anything? Or
basically,
no?
I mean, there are like photos of. There are some like haunting images of me from that time
on the interweb.
Okay, yeah, that are like somewhere deep on the interweb of me just like taking such emo pictures. I would like draw on my hand. I remember. I would always draw on my hand with a Sharpie, which is like not good for you. In school, I would never pay attention, just draw on my hands. And
like band logos and stuff? Or?
Yeah, like literally, yes.
MCR, yeah.
Yes. the spider on their Danger Days album, like that. Stuff like that. But
you should get that tatted someday. Anyway, go ahead.
That would, honestly, I would.
That's your youth. That's your youth.
I really would. It was like such a thing, but there are like pictures of me where I like drew a skeleton hand over my hand in Sharpie, and I'm like covering I'm covering my mouth or something, like crying. Was
it on your hand? Like,
yeah, like so dramatic.
Super emo goth.
So emo. Like, oh my God, please help.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
Did you get emotional listening to those bands too?
Like now or then?
No, back then.
Then. Oh my God, I literally just sobbed to My Chemical Romance every day.
But I bet now it probably strikes a nerve still in your adult life.
Oh, I mean, there are some songs I can listen to, but honestly, like I cannot listen to a lot of My Chemical Romance because I will just start crying. Like it means so much to me. I can't even talk about it.
Did you go see him at the Forum last year, the year before?
Yes, I did. It was magical.
Okay, so I was there. So
you were?
So Frankie, thank you, Frankie. He got me tickets to bring my son. Somehow my son couldn't go, but Max was like, yo, my best friends love My Chem. And so he told them I got them tickets. And when I gave them tickets, they both they grabbed the tickets and they fell on the ground, like almost crying, hugging me. And me and Max drove them to that show and I dropped them off and they went. They had a
Wow.
magical time. They were posting about it. I was just so happy I could make that happen. That was like their dream.
I mean, it was a huge. It was for them to come back and do a
know,
show. I
and they killed
never.
it.
Oh my god, they killed it so
I saw
hard.
footage of. They killed it.
I never thought that would happen again. Like I was so sad that I would never get to see.
But
my
it's going
Chem
to still
again.
happen because it's supposed to happen again this year, and it got moved again. You know what I mean?
Oh my
Festivals and
god,
stuff.
I really want to try to get and see them again.
Well, we'll make it happen. I'm definitely going to see him this next time around for sure.
Oh,
And I
they're
told
so
Frankie I
good.
couldn't make it, but I got my son's 2 friends in. And he was so freaking awesome. They had tickets, they had passes. They were freaking out, man.
That's so fun.
But yeah, I went there, but I just didn't see him. But yeah, that's a great comeback too, because they're a great band, amazing songwriters and artists, and
Oh my god, they're so
Jersey
good.
born. Yes, you seem like you have the PMA, positive mental attitude. You seem like you have that.
Thank
Yeah.
you. It's so crazy because after we spoke on my podcast,
Yeah.
and I was telling my boyfriend about it, he's so into
about
all
that.
of that, and he's
Mhm.
really like into manifesting your own future and really like taking charge of
Yeah.
and putting that positivity out
Yeah,
there.
and out in the world, yeah.
And it's just something he really believes in too.
Resonates with, yeah.
I believe in it too, 100%.
Yeah, and you're doing like what the mind can conceive and believe it can achieve.
Exactly.
motto, yeah.
Yes. It's so I'm.
And you've been
super
like that
into
because
it.
you're so focused on like not just leaving the nest of of growing where you're growing and having your dad and helping you all this stuff, but just being on your own in a sense and doing and like earning your stuff your own way. Even if your dad helps you, that's amazing, but it doesn't mean you're not talented and you don't bust your ass. And-
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, and
Thank
you
you.
already proved that.
Thank
It's already
you.
out there so people can see that, So like, I feel like you have nothing to prove. Now I just feel like you're probably even more hungry to do more.
Oh, 100%.
Because now you're writing too, which is sick.
Thank you. I mean,
Yeah.
that's also like, I feel like acting is already, because most people know my dad as a filmmaker before an
Yeah.
actor, even though he acts in his stuff, but I don't know if people like think of my dad as an actor first.
Mhm.
But acting already was like so fucking hard to prove myself to people, but
Yeah.
writing is something I'm very scared to share with people because I don't want to.
That's what he does, yeah.
I'm for sure gonna get compared, obviously, but like I have been really scared for this moment for my whole life because I've been writing my whole life.
Have you shown him stuff to like check it out and
Shown him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have.
yeah, gives you advice and stuff? And
Yeah, and this thing that we're working on together just came. It's like the most magical pairing ever. It came out of truly thin air, and it's something that we're both just so excited about. It has like totally about music.
sick. That's awesome.
And I just like cannot wait to share what it is.
Is this something that's got to be shopped and then picked up, or something that's coming out?
It has we have been employed by a certain
Cool.
streaming service to write it at the moment.
Awesome.
So fingers crossed.
That's exciting.
I just want to talk about. I
know,
just
you
want to
can't.
talk about it so bad. But
I'll have
I
you back
can't.
on to talk about it.
Yeah, it's cool.
So it's music based.
Super music based.
Cool.
And it's a dream. It's so
And it was
cool.
both your ideas together?
It is, yes, it is both of our ideas together, but it is also based on an existing property.
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna try to figure it out in my mind.
Yeah, try
Um,
to figure it out if you can, but
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have any daily rituals?
Oh, do I? Yeah, I working out has become super important to me.
That's awesome.
Really just gives me peace of mind.
Yep.
Really starts my day off. I always like to exercise. Like first thing I do.
Give you mind too, yeah.
Yeah, it gives me such peace of mind, makes me really happy, and it's something I've struggled with for a long time because I have I have this hormone disorder called PCOS, which makes my weight fluctuate a ton.
I've seen you post about it, and I thought it was really brave and amazing you did that. I remember that.
Thank you. I appreciate
I
it.
remember that.
It's important for me to work out for that, but
Yep.
it's also
For you and your mind and everything, yeah.
it really has become such an important part of my life, which is really weird because like years ago I
Could care less.
I absolutely hated it. Like more than anything, I hated working out.
Yeah.
But now I can't live
Every
without
day.
it. Yeah, I just like sometimes I take off. I usually exercise like 5 to 6 days a week,
It's
but
awesome.
and then I take off like 1 or 2 days when I feel like I need it, and just try to read my body and where I'm at and stuff.
Yeah.
But
what kind of training is it? Is it something you do? Do you watch a video? Do you go outside? Or what is it?
I've been seeing a trainer lately,
sick.
which
Even
has
better.
been just absolutely so cool for
It's
me.
a game changer.
So I was doing a bunch of stuff like during quarantine. I was trying to do this stuff all by myself.
Yeah.
And then when I went to the trainer, I realized I was doing everything wrong. And
At least you tried though.
I really was trying.
Yeah.
But I was like trying to do deadlifts by myself with a complete like wrong form. And then it's called Rise Movement. And
I heard of this.
I'm obsessed.
I heard people talk about Rise Movement actually recently.
I could not say enough good things about Rise Movement.
Okay.
And I just love it so much.
So it's changed your life completely.
It really has, yeah.
It's cool.
I love it so much. I do that, and then the other half of the time I go to a bar class, like a ballet bar class situation. Not dance, no.
Okay.
Like not, I just say ballet because there's a ballet bar, but dancing is my worst fear, so it has nothing to do with that. No, I will not dance.
Okay. Do you have to do burpees in your workout?
I cannot do.
I fucking hate
I
burpees.
can't.
I despise burpees.
I can't. I also can't run.
I'm sure you can, but you just...
I don't know.
Can't.
I can.
I hate running too, but once you start
so
going,
hard.
It is hard. But once you start going, you get past like the 15 minutes. I haven't ran in a minute, but I was running last year. And you just get in that mode, put some music on, and zone out. But the start of it, I hate it too, man. I dread it.
It's so bad. For some reason, every time, and I'd like love to know there's an answer to this, but like every time I run, my jaw hurts so bad. There's like a really weird pressure in my jaw that happens every time. And when I hike, I would love to know if there's an answer.
That is really. I don't think doctors are listening.
Yeah,
I never heard that before. That's interesting.
It's super weird. If anybody has an answer, please.
How about like
DM
Soul
me.
Cycle? You done that?
I have done that. I was really into Soul Cycle at one point in time.
Me too.
Really, really into it. And then I got kind of scared of the closed door situation during COVID.
Totally.
Like everybody sweating in
Then
this.
they did it outside though.
Yeah.
I didn't go. I just thought that was. I didn't do that either.
I didn't go to the outside one either.
But I went to one recently. I'd been a while. My friend left Soul Cycle and started a new thing, and it's like super, maybe like 6 people. And I went last weekend. And I was so sore, but it felt really good because I hate it and love it as well. I like the music, I like the energy, the vibe. And then once you get going, it's just like you're in your zone. And it's such a great full body workout for sure.
I love it. It's just, I know. I love working
But then
out.
they made Peloton bikes you could have at your house. So it's like.
Yes, I had.
Do you have one?
Yes. During quarantine, that was like.
Lifesaver.
I actually. The PCOS made me. It was in a bit of a odd situation because I had filmed the pilot for Cruel Summer in November of 2019, and then after that I gained like 25 pounds, and I had to go back and like shoot this show
during the COVID,
which was supposed to be match the pilot, but I didn't look the same.
Wow.
So it was like. We were supposed to start shooting, I think, in March of 2020, which did not happen. And then we started in October of 2020. But in those months, I was just trying to get back to look like I did to match the continuity of the show.
Yeah.
So I did that. I worked my fucking ass off on the Peloton, and I owe like that the Peloton that completely that really also changed my life for a long time.
It's no joke, right? It's awesome.
Oh my god, I kind of need to be in like a class environment now or like see other people.
But you have them on the screen at that point, right?
Okay. I wish I could. I mean, I still love it, but I kind of need the class environment now. But at the time, it was like really just what I needed. It was so cool. It was really, I felt so like lucky to have that during quarantine because I don't know what I would have done.
Yeah. Did you feel pressured to lose the weight to go back for that? Was it a weird stress for you?
It was really stressful. I mean, it wasn't something that anybody had like spoken to me about, but I knew like I did not look the same as I did in the pilot. And I was presented with this extra time, and I was like, I'm really
focused and did it.
Going to focus in on this, and that's.
And you did it, yeah.
But yeah, that was like a really kind of weird situation because nobody said anything, but I was just kind of like, I don't look the same. So
you were tripping on it more.
I was, yeah, it was more of a trip for me because I was, I guess, nervous somebody would say something to me. So it was more of just me. It was more just my anxiety being like, oh my God, what if somebody says something to me about my weight? Like I'd fucking
so they didn't
die.
So they didn't say go lose weight.
No.
Oh yeah,
no,
I thought that's what you meant. I'm like, that's fucked up.
No, I would die if that happened. But I guess my anxiety just made me really nervous that would happen. So I kind of wanted to prevent that from happening.
And doesn't exercise help your anxiety?
It does so much.
Okay,
absolutely,
I was gonna say that,
so much. I mean,
it's so key.
It's so key. I also really gotta take care of my mental health and stuff too, as my physical health.
And I see you talking about that too publicly too. It was awesome, man.
Thank you.
Especially now, especially during the pandemic, everything people are going through. It's just been so.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy, man.
No, I'm super open and honest about my mental health. Like I struggle with anxiety and depression, and have been on an antidepressant for like 4 years now or something.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm always open to talking about it. It's like I think it's important to normalize, and
of course
pretty much everybody in my life like has struggles with mental health at one point or another.
Of course, we're humans, yeah.
Absolutely. So I just think it's better to just be open about it and everything.
So you take antidepressants, and I'm sure diet and working, all this stuff, it helps balance all that.
Yeah, it really. But honestly, like, it's so crazy how much the working out has like become a key component of keeping me together. Like,
keep me level too, yeah.
When I don't, I feel down. Like,
if you miss a day or just something like you didn't do,
yeah, like if I'm busy and there's stuff going on and I can't for multiple days, it like I start getting weird. But
so it's like you're addicted to it in a sense.
Yeah,
which is a great healthy addiction, I think. Yeah,
I just love it. I love
how you feel, everything.
I really just mostly more than anything just like want to be strong and build muscle and stuff. I just want to be able to like. This is so silly, but like my goal right now, because I can't and have never been able to do one that I've been working with the trainer for a long time, is just to simply do a push-up on the floor.
Sick.
And like
it's awesome.
I would when that day comes, like I will be so excited when I can do a push-up on the floor. You set goals
for yourself. Yeah.
Like
just a regular push-up, right?
Just a regular push-up. I just have never had the upper body strength to do an actual push-up, but like I'm really close now.
I'm sure you are. That's awesome.
It's just stuff like that
just
makes me
goals.
feel like I would die to do a pull-up one day. That would be so awesome.
Pull-ups are hard, man. The pull-ups
are really fucking hard, but
burpees are hard. They're harder, I think.
Burpees just can get out and never come back.
I know I just can't. I'm sure they're the best thing for you, but I can't. It's just so hard.
No,
man.
they're absolutely bad.
I've tried so many times. I hate doing crunches and all that stuff too. I know that's good. I used to do that, but I'm saying but burpees are just like.
I don't mind crunches. Crunches, I can totally deal with. But when when it's like the jumping in the air stuff, nah, I can't do that. No,
it's really bad. What about some inspirations? Do you have any inspirational artists besides Mike Kim?
Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely. In life or in
life,
music?
Things that inspire your life.
Things that inspire my life.
Maybe one artist or a musician or a book or an author or actor or director.
My biggest inspiration with people think is Courtney Love. Like
you mentioned that. Yeah.
I love her. She inspires me so much. I like everything from her sound, her style, the impact she's made, and I also really feel a connection to her because she has really been lumped into, people don't really realize her own individual talents and really constantly just see her as an extension of Kurt, or make claims all the time that she stole Kurt's lyrics and music and won't people don't want to recognize her for the work that she's actually done.
And that's very the same as you and your pops. It's crazy when you say that out loud.
It's the same. I mean, I totally.
It's the same.
It's my dream to make like her biopic. That's my biggest dream in life.
That could totally happen.
I mean,
I'm putting it on the atmosphere right now.
I've been talking about this for a long ass time, and I mean, I don't know, but because I just feel like I do have a deep understanding of maybe how she feels.
Okay. You be the one to do it then. I think you can make that conversation happen so easy. I don't think you realize how like close you are to somebody like that, and maybe one person just to even have a convo about it. I think that's totally doable.
It's so strange, but
it's such a small world, my friend.
It's such at the My Chem concert. Her daughter Frances Bean.
Wow, was there? Okay.
Came up to me and was like, "You're Harley, right?" And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Yes."
Holy shit!
But then afterwards, I was like, "Oh my god!" Like I
see, there you go.
I couldn't believe
that's crazy.
And Frances Bean is also so cool and so talented, and I think
it totally could happen, man. I'm definitely putting it out there. I'm rooting for you.
Thank you.
I mean, the fact that even her daughter knows you and came up to you, that's amazing.
I mean, maybe she knows about me because I'm like constantly talking about her mom like a creep. She could just be like,
"Who's this stalker of my mom?
This fucking creepo who like constantly won't shut up about my mom." But
yeah. All right, so Courtney's your top.
Yeah, she is my top. She's like I try to emulate her style. I love like there is truly nothing feeds my soul like her screaming in her songs. Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah.
Is there a biopic on her?
There's
not. It's not, man.
There's not. No.
There's only ones trying to talk down to her through other documentaries. Right? There's nothing on her voice or her story. There isn't. You're right.
There's not. No.
It's always like on the Nirvana, Kurt Cobain side of the story.
Yeah.
You're right.
I mean, there's like documentaries and stuff, but in unauthorized biographies.
Yeah.
But she's never. There's no, like retelling of her life, like a biopic. And quite honestly, her life, way before Kurt was in the picture, which also just, I mean, no disrespect to Kurt. Obviously, he's is a fucking legend, but
yeah.
That doesn't mean that Courtney isn't as well, but
I agree.
She had an insane life prior to any of that. So like her growing up was rough, and I don't think people really know
that
what she's really gone through.
Was she from Seattle?
She is from Olympia, I believe. Yeah. But she bounced around like a shit ton, and she went through some pretty terrible shit. Like she was.
I read some things for sure.
Yeah. So I just really feel like people should know her story instead of seeing her as an extension of somebody else, because I obviously feel that.
And give her flowers while she's alive.
Yeah, exactly. Like her sound is so goddamn like unique, and obviously like I think everybody can agree that Live Through This is like there is
it's incredible. It's classic.
Most loved album, and it's just also that had such a huge impact. Like,
so many people.
So it's just like it's not cool to me that people don't recognize her for her own talent.
Well, you definitely do, and I think that you definitely could do that. I feel like
thank you.
The journey you're on right now, and your mission and writing, and you just everything you're involved in. I don't know.
Thank you.
I think it's not that far from you.
My dream is to put her in this thing that we're writing.
Woo!
So,
okay.
Because she's also a fucking fantastic actor.
Yeah.
So
what movie was that?
The People versus Larry Flynn.
Is that with Edward Norton? Because she was dating him too after that or before that.
Oh fuck!
Did you know that Edward Norton and her?
Yeah, I did know that.
Was it around that movie? I think maybe I'm not sure.
Which movie was he? I can't.
They were together.
I can't remember his face right now. What
he's in American History X. He's in tons of movies. Fight Club.
No, yeah, I know he's like a huge,
super handsome.
I just can't even picture his face
Edward
right now.
Norton. He hasn't done something in a minute, but he's.
No, he's so. I definitely.
But I think that's where they met. Maybe
work.
If I'm correct.
That would make sense.
That'd be in the doc for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if that. Yeah, what movie that was, but she's a fucking great actor.
She is. So you work at appreciate you coming. This has been fucking awesome.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. We've been talking about this for a while, so I appreciate you.
Yeah.
You're working on this music thing with your pops.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's possibly a Cruel Summer Part 2. We're not sure if you're in it or not, but if you're not, I'm gonna boycott. I'm gonna petition. We're gonna go wherever the studio it is.
Hey,
because you held your own on that and you stood out. And I don't know. I was proud. Not really knowing you that well, but like I know her as the homie. Like seeing, I was like, oh shit,
thank you.
It's really cool. And I think you're on to really great things, and you have the passion too for it.
That means a lot.
I'm trying. Let me double check my notes. What you have here for you? We pretty much covered your life, girl. and you're like you have such a crazy life ahead of you. You know what I mean? You're only how old are you? 22?
I'm 22. Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
There's a lot more.
You've done a lot in your life, though.
Thank you. There's a lot more to do.
I know, and you're focused on it too. That's what I love. Your passion is there. Another thing I want to say too, because there are some, not saying there are some kids who may have grown up like you, their parents were involved in the industry or movies or music, and they kind of hang for the ride and maybe don't have to do much, and maybe they're set, and maybe they don't really just want to hustle and go out and be themselves. And it's awesome that you're the totally opposite. You grew up with your dad being all involved in this world, and you've freaking inspired your family to go vegan. That's you as a teenager, and then also music and everything you're involved in. Like you're on your own journey, and there's nothing to be ashamed about that your pops is helping you. I help my son as much as I can. He's playing drums in my band. He doesn't have to, he wants to. He has opportunity to, and he was raised on music, and you were raised around this kind of art.
Yeah.
And it's in your blood, and it's like you can't deny it, and you're great at it, and you can't fuck what people think about you. You have nothing to prove to anybody. Your fucking dad and your mom are proud of you, and your grandparents, and that's all that matters in real life. You know what I mean? And I know it's hard sometimes because I've talked to you about it and seen about just like with social media and just all this fake world shit on the internet. Like you're really living your life off the internet and doing good stuff, and it's hard to get. Sometimes you see things online and different things, and by fucking strangers saying shit, and that shit doesn't matter. I feel like you're in such a good headspace. You know what I mean?
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Of course.
I really try to, keep the positive mindset and try to stay off the internet. I've been
noticing that about you too. Not so much on there. Yeah.
Yeah. I've been staying off more shopping for furniture, and less Instagram.
Yeah, but it's it's a positive tool to promote positive things.
It is.
And you're doing this. I'm working on this, and I just did this, and this is my fam. This is my man. This is some animal rights stuff. That shit's great, but there's it is a lot of dark. I did this post and I took it down. I was just writing about being in a band for 26 years and nobody's ever said nothing to my face. Everything on the internet is bullshit, and they're a bunch of bullies, cowards, bitter people, and they never said anything to my face in 26 years. All the reviews, all the message boards, and I'm still here. And people like that, I fuel off that, and it makes my band want to be here longer. It makes me want to write songs about people like that. It inspires me more in a positive way. You know what I mean?
100%.
You can flip that negativity so easy.
It's absolutely. I mean, you can for sure use it as fuel. And I think I think because I just have received pretty much every day, I've received for the past however many years, so many just rude, unnecessary. Oh my God, the most hate.
Evil DMs?
Oh my God, evil DMs, evil comments. I delete so much shit because I just don't.
Blocking people feel great?
Oh my God, I cannot. If there was I wonder if there's a way to see how many people I've blocked, because I've blocked thousands of people.
It's so therapeutic, just the beep.
Oh my God, I love it. It's so there's this new feature on Instagram too, I think, where it's block this person and other accounts associated.
I did that recently.
I'm always that's sick, because so many times I'll block someone, they'll literally make a new account to come back and say something to me.
So that's what that does. They can't go back on their new account and get you again.
It's really, I appreciate that, Instagram. Yeah.
Wow.
I do really appreciate that.
Wow. It's crazy.
That was happening all the time. People would literally just make a new account in 2 seconds and come back and say more shit. And I was like, okay.
Do you answer your DMs or look at your DMs?
Not really. I can't. I just can't.
Can you shut that off so people can't DM me? There's got to be a way.
There's probably a way. Yeah. It's honestly mostly just in comment stuff. Oh my God. My dad posts photos of me too. The shit that people say, and the comments on
But
his
they don't even
photos.
know you. That's the thing. They think they fucking know you.
Crazy.
But they don't know shit.
It's crazy. My dad posted about me getting a house, about me buying a house, and
Congrats on that.
Thank you. There were so many people being like, it is just so shitty because I used to be so fucking obsessive and look through every comment on the photos because I was so.
That doesn't help your anxiety either.
Oh my god, no! Oh god, no! I can't do it anymore, and I shouldn't have done it in the first place. But now, like, if like I saw stuff pop up in my like my notifications, I guess when I went on Instagram, I just saw people being like, even lumping my fucking boyfriend into it too, being like, you and your boyfriend would be absolutely nothing without your dad. And just people saying like that. There's people saying stuff like that to me all the time, but I just try to use it to, you know, keep pushing.
I hate that. Isn't it crazy? You have like 1,000 positive comments and there's one negative one.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You get that shit eat at you all fucking day. Like, who is this private account? Who cares?
Oh, it bothers me so. I mean, it really gets to me. I really try to not let it get to me, but it for sure gets to me. Yeah.
And then if you respond, sometimes you respond like, "Oh, I was just kidding. Oh, thanks for writing back. Oh, I love your band." Or they're like, if you respond, they'll try to screenshot. They just want the attention. You give them the attention. They won.
Absolutely.
That's how they win.
Yeah.
And it's so much energy and time to even look at that shit. Like all the time you spent looking at or reading it.
Yeah.
And the reality doesn't mean anything because these people will never come up to your face and never say anything they say on the internet to your face. They'll never do it, man. It will never happen.
It's absolutely so
They'll be asking for a photo before they say you suck or something like that. You know what I mean?
I just thought of one more thing that I
Tell
regret. I just thought of it right now.
Somebody's news in the classroom. Go ahead.
It's like as bad. Well, no, maybe it's not as bad as the Spanish room incident. But
Let's hear, girl.
When I was emo, I was really, really just such a pompous asshole about music. And like I lost my best friend at the time because I was such a